Hey there, Patriots fans. The offseason arrived after a tough loss to the Seahawks, and now all the focus is on how to put the New England Patriots back on the path to the Super Bowl. There is a move that could change the team's level, a trade that has everything it takes to transform the offense and reignite championship ambitions in 2026. The roster has important decisions ahead, with 3 key players needing extensions and a draft that demands smart choices. The offensive line and the edge rusher position will be vital to next season's performance, but the decisive move is not only in those areas. What could truly elevate this team is the arrival of an elite receiver, someone capable of being the main reference point for a young and promising quarterback like Drake Maye. Stefon Diggs was the leading receiver this season, but the stage of his career suggests a transition in his role within the offense. At 32 years old, his 2025 numbers, with 85 receptions for 1,013 yards and 4 touchdowns, show a productive player, but one far from the impact a true number 1 receiver needs to provide. For an offense that wants to return to the top of the league, more explosiveness and consistency are required. It is in this context that A.J. Brown emerges as the ideal fit. Even without a major statistical gap compared to Diggs, his dynamic with Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia wore down over the course of the season, resulting in games where Brown practically disappeared. In New England, within a system that values discipline and consistency, the expectation is that a talent of his level would be used in a much more stable way. The possibility of Brown becoming a trade target has gained traction behind the scenes, according to 97. 5. The Fanatic Radio journalist Adam Schefter told Sports Illustrated that he sees Brown as a real candidate to be traded, highlighting the buzz around a possible departure and the chance of him playing in New England under Mike Vrabel. The Patriots' current receiving group with names like Kayshon Boutte, Mac Hollins, Demario Douglas, and Kyle Williams lacks a presence that intimidates opposing defenses. Brown's arrival would instantly change that scenario, raising the level of the entire unit and giving Drake Maye a reliable target in decisive situations. To make this move viable, the Patriots have enough draft capital. The team holds picks in all 7 rounds, in addition to extra selections acquired from the Bears, Chiefs, Vikings, and Steelers. A package involving high picks from this year could interest the Eagles, who would be looking for young replacements and roster depth. A proposal involving the Patriots' 1st and 3rd round picks would give the Eagles a valuable set of selections, while New England would receive Brown in a 4th round pick. This sequence of mid-round selections would allow the team to reinforce the offensive line and add defensive talent while maintaining roster balance. The team is far from perfect, but the combination of a legitimate number 1 receiver, a young pass rusher, and improvements along the offensive line would place the Patriots back among the strong contenders in 2026. The path will be more challenging next season, but the foundation for a new title run could be built from a bold decision this offseason. In the context of the New England Patriots, A.J. Brown would bring an athletic and physical ability that fits well with the franchise's pragmatic and competitive style, offering a prominent receiver who can create separation and produce yards after the catch even against aggressive defenses. His experience as a primary target on other teams and his consistency in surpassing 1,000 yards in recent seasons show that he has the frame and skill to be a reliable focal point in New England's offense if the proposal materializes. In addition, Brown pairs well with quarterbacks who prioritize quick decision-making and passing efficiency, exactly what a young signal caller like Drake Maye needs to grow. His willingness to compete on deep routes and his physical strength make him a receiver who can handle tight coverage without losing productivity, elevating the collective performance and taking pressure off other pieces of the roster. Finally, Brown has experience in high-pressure situations and a track record of production even in challenging offensive campaigns, which can translate into locker room leadership and a stabilizing presence in close games. Even considering recent challenges with his current team, the opportunity to restructure his role in New England could maximize his technical and competitive qualities within a more pass-oriented system. AJ's arrival would change how the Patriots' offense responds in decisive moments. In long 3rd down situations or in the red zone, the presence of a dominant target creates clearer play-calling options and reduces offensive predictability. This allows the team to remain aggressive under pressure instead of resorting to conservative solutions. In close games, especially late in contests, having a player capable of winning individual matchups increases the confidence margin of the entire offensive unit. The opposing defense is forced to adjust its coverage, which opens space for other receivers and the running game, making the offense harder to neutralize in critical moments. This type of impact is also reflected in the team's emotional rhythm. Key conversions and sustained drives in tense scenarios keep the defense rested and strengthen clock control. With greater efficiency and decisive possessions, the Patriots would be better positioned to close out tight games and turn pressure into a competitive advantage. AJ can be especially useful in the final drives of each half, when the offense needs to move quickly and precisely to score before time expires. In these situations, his ability to run routes along the sideline and secure contested catches helps preserve the clock and keep the possession alive during the 2-minute drill. He also becomes a valuable piece on short or medium third downs in the middle of the field, moments when a conversion sustains drive momentum and wears down the opposing defense. His ability to turn simple passes into significant gains can flip field position in the Patriots' favor at strategic points in the game. Another decisive scenario is inside the 20-yard line, when space is reduced and execution must be nearly perfect. AJ's presence offers a reliable option on quick plays and physical battles in the end zone, increasing offensive efficiency on possessions that often determine the outcome of the game. AJ's possible arrival would require patience regarding his adjustment time to the offensive system and chemistry with the quarterback. Even elite players need weeks or even months to fully adapt to a new playbook and training routines, and this process can create natural fluctuations early on. It is also important to temper expectations that a single addition will solve all of the offense's limitations. Collective performance will still depend on offensive line protection, the consistency of the running game, and the overall development of the roster throughout the season. Finally, it is necessary to understand that individual production can vary depending on the game plan and the type of coverage faced. There will be games in which AJ's impact appears more in the way he draws defensive attention than in eye-catching numbers, and that is also part of a valuable contribution to the team's success. This move would indicate a front office willing to act aggressively to accelerate the team's competitive cycle. Instead of relying solely on gradual development, the pursuit of a marquee name signals the intention to compete immediately and to fully leverage the young roster's growth window. It would also show confidence in the sporting project and in the coaching staff's ability to integrate high-level talent without compromising the team's identity. It is a sign of strategic planning in which draft assets are used in a calculated way to address clear needs. Finally, this decision would reflect a mindset focused on taking controlled risks to raise the team's ceiling. The front office would demonstrate that it is willing to invest significant resources to return the Patriots to the group of franchises that consistently compete for championships. The possible arrival of AJ Brown to the Patriots would be a clear sign that the team is committed to aligning ambition with action in pursuit of its goal of returning to the Super Bowl in 2026. Being willing to involve important draft picks and resources to add a player of this caliber shows that the organization understands the offense's next step requires immediate impact, not just internal development. This approach aligns with how New England has recently used free agency to strengthen priority areas in a high-level campaign. At the same time, behind-the-scenes reports indicate that interest in the player exists, even with uncertainty about his actual availability and the cost such a deal would represent for both teams involved. The front office shows it is not avoiding bold options that could accelerate the team's growth, even in the face of practical and financial challenges. Overall, this movement, even if hypothetical, reinforces the mindset of a club that wants to be competitive both immediately and sustainably. Pursuing a centerpiece like Brown, aligned with other strategic roster improvements, would bring the Patriots closer to aligning their game plan, talent, and depth toward their championship goals in 2026. Now we want to hear from you. What do you think about this move? And considering the rumors and practical limitations surrounding a possible trade for AJ Brown, should the New England Patriots go all in on this bold move to strengthen the roster or focus their efforts on other options in the market to reach their goals in 2026? Share your opinions in the comments. Until next time, Patriots Nation.